Although the bright light of the full moon will make it difficult to see the shooting stars of this normally impressive meteor shower, all hope isn't lost, according to astronomy experts. The full moon is so bright that it tends to wash out fainter objects, even from dark sky locations. That said, on the night of the full moon, the Taurid meteor shower will be in one of its periods of peak activity, and it's possible to catch a few meteors here and there, Space.com says. The Taurid meteor shower typically produces 5 to 10 shooting stars each hour in early November, but they tend to move slowly and produce more bright fireballs, Space.com notes. The November Beaver moon will officially reach its fullest phase at 8:34 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, so it will look big and bright in the sky Monday night through Wednesday night. The moon will rise in the eastern sky at 4:36 p.m. Monday in New York City region, just as the sun will be setting on the other side of the sky, then 5:06 p.m. on Tuesday and 5:41 p.m. on Wednesday. If you don't get a chance to see the November full moon, you can look for the next full moon's cold moon on December 11th through December 13th. That moon will be officially at its fullest phase at 12:14 a.m. Eastern Time on December 12th, so it will look big the night before and the next 2 nights.
As you all know, it is reported that it might snow tomorrow. Is it true or not? We will find out from Rihanna.
The temperatures have been dipping the past few days, and tomorrow, a glimpse of winter will be seen in New Jersey. A cold front will sweep through the state and potentially record-breaking temperatures, but that snow that will fall will only be less than an inch and most likely not accumulate on the ground. Precipitation will begin as rain everywhere, but will likely transition to a rain-snow mix, or potentially, mainly north and west of the I-95 corridor, all snow later, the National Weather Service said in its forecast discussion this morning. The snow and rain will end Tuesday afternoon, but wind chills in the single digits and temperatures in the teens and 20s will continue on until early morning on Wednesday.
Now it's time for announcements. Creative Writing Club. Club dates are November 12th, 26th, and December 3rd. December 17th will be our holiday party. New members are always welcomed. Tabletop Games Club. We'll meet in the library after school on Wednesdays. Come check out a wide variety of board and card games. See Miss Amoroso or Miss Lemke for details. Art Club and National Art Honor Society. We'll be meeting Fridays after school in room 102 during the school year. We are working on projects and sometimes exploring new media. Join us. The Union County Softball Hall of Fame is inducting former Roselle Park softball player Becky Riccatelli and current second grade teacher at Aldine Elementary School on November 8th at the VFW Post in Kenilworth, New Jersey at 6:30 p.m. Anyone interested in attending the induction dinner can reach out for tickets. Veterans Day service. Today, the Borough of Roselle Park's annual Veterans Day ceremony will take place in the front of Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library. Mayor Sig and the Borough Council invite everyone to join together to honor and thank all who served in the United States Armed Forces, living or deceased, and current service members with any length of military service that is active duty, reserve component, or National Guard with any U.S. military branch. Thanksgiving Food Drive. There will be a non-perishable and canned food drive to collect food for the RPHS student pantry. You can drop off donations in the main office, nurse's office, and room 10. See Mrs. Arango with any questions. Collections for this drive will run until November 26th. Mayor Sig and the Borough Council invite you to celebrate the magic of the season with Santa's Parade of Lights and the annual Christmas tree lighting and holiday gala on Friday, December 6th, 2019. Beginning 5 p.m., come out and bring your holiday spirit to enjoy fun-filled family activities at the Michael Morey Gazebo Park, located at the corner of Chestnut Street and Grant Avenue in Roselle Park. Activities include an ice skating rink, pony ride, family photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus, performances by the students of the Roselle Park School District, and live entertainment. Children can enjoy free activities, refreshments, and a special holiday treat. Compliments of the Roselle Park Local PBA 27. Congrats to the football team for winning 34-0 against Highland Park. If you were going to go to McDonald's on Friday and you didn't, you are in luck because you probably would have smelled smoke. Soraya can tell you why.
Friday,
At Roselle Park's very own local McDonald's, there was a report of a smoke bomb being set off within the restaurant. According to Police Chief Daniel J. McCaffrey, the grenade-shaped device released the fumes about 4:30 p.m. in the men's bathroom and filled the crowded restaurant with smoke. When the issue was brought to the attention of the workers, authorities were called and the area was evacuated. Unfortunately, no one was injured in this process. Police are still trying to figure out what happened and find the culprit behind this smoke bomb release. The chief asked if anyone has any information about the incident to please call his department.
Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Want to talk about controversial topics? Then Debate Club is for you.
Debate is open in room 7 every other Wednesday.
Come and watch our debates.
Dude, I can't believe you feel that way about immigration. Are you serious, man?
I'm not joking.
You're not joking? Really?
Joking.
Really?
I disagree with you.
Really? Well, I think your opinion's garbage.
Guys, relax. You all have excellent points. Why don't you guys just join Debate Club? We hope to see you there.
Thanks for watching RPtv. Have a great day and stay tuned for CNN 10.
New South Wales, the most populated state in Australia, is where we start a new week of coverage on CNN 10. I'm Carl Azus at the CNN Center. New South Wales is where you'll find Sydney, the Australian capital and largest city in the country. It's also where dozens of bushfires are burning up land and homes. A New South Wales Rural Fire Service said yesterday that 70 fires were burning and that half of them hadn't been contained yet, meaning they weren't blocked in and prevented from spreading. Several people have died in the fires. More than 1,000 firefighters are trying to put out the blazes, and a fire official says 100 or more homes might have been destroyed so far. Witnesses have posted pictures of bright orange skies. Intense wildfires are capable of causing their own weather, and the fire service says that's what's happening in some parts of New South Wales where fire clouds were developing. These can produce their own lightning without rain. Officials say the state's under tinderbox-like conditions and that all it takes is one spark to start a fire that can burn for days. Major roads and highways have been closed. Several schools have been closed. Evacuations have been ordered in the state of Queensland, which borders New South Wales to the north. Both of these states are prone to wildfires in the spring, which it is right now in the southern hemisphere, and firefighters are predicting catastrophic fire danger for areas around Sydney this Tuesday. 10-second trivia. Which of these events occurred 30 years ago? Soviet troops left Afghanistan, Hubble telescope was launched, Gulf War began, or the Berlin Wall fell? The only one of these events from the year 1989 was the fall of the Berlin Wall. The date was November 9th, and that made Saturday the 30th anniversary of when the wall started tumbling down. European leaders met in Berlin, Germany on November 9th when German Chancellor Angela Merkel called on them to defend democracy. The Berlin Wall was a physical and symbolic barrier between democracy and communism. It had stood since August of 1961 when residents of Berlin woke up one morning to find a dividing line built of barbed wire and cinder blocks. It was eventually fortified with concrete, armed guards, electric fences, and it would take almost 3 decades for the winds of change to bring it down.
The iconic moment the Berlin Wall came down is an image the world will not soon forget. For 28 years, the wall had been dividing a city and a nation, becoming a symbol of East-West divisions during the Cold War. So what led to this 12-foot-high, 27-mile-long wall being built?
Break down the wall! Break down the wall!
After Germany's defeat in World War II, the country was divided into 4 zones of occupation, and Berlin was also divided into East and West territory. The United States, France, and Britain took West Germany and the western sectors of Berlin, and the Soviet zone became East Germany and East Berlin. West Germany became a democracy, while East Germany was a communist country aligned with the Soviet Union. Between 1949 and 1961, almost 3 million East Germans escaped to the West. To prevent more people from fleeing the Soviet rule, the East German Communist Party closed the border in Berlin and built a wall. So in the 1960s, the wall was built for the opposite reason most are. Instead of trying to keep people out, this wall was built to keep people in. At least 140 people were killed at the Berlin Wall trying to escape East Germany. High-profile people spoke out, like U.S. President John F. Kennedy, who delivered his famous speech in West Berlin.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
The wall became a symbol of democracy versus communism. People came from all over the world to protest that division.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
By 1989, large demonstrations began in various East German cities. People wanted change.
This wall will fall, for it cannot withstand faith. It cannot withstand truth. The wall cannot withstand freedom.
In October of 1989, the Communist Party chief Erich Honecker was ousted and replaced by Egon Krenz. Although reforms were announced, including travel rights, it was too late. On November 9, 1989, the East German government mistakenly announced that travel restrictions for East Germans had been lifted effective immediately. Thousands appeared at border crossings in East Berlin demanding to be let through. Even without orders, the border guards eventually opened the gates. In the following months, tens of thousands of Germans literally tore down the wall piece by piece, by hand, using their fists, pickaxes, sledgehammers, and shovels. Streets and crossing points opened, and tens of thousands of people crossed into the west of Berlin for the first time. Freedom and ultimately a unified Germany emerged from the bitter Cold War that had separated Berlin for decades. In 1990, Germany officially reunified under the Federal Republic of Germany. Few parts of the wall still exist today. Tourists from around the world come to see these pieces of history. Yet this dark chapter of German division is not forgotten.
November 1918, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of the year, an armistice goes into effect, ending the fighting in World War I. A year later, people in the United States first observe Armistice Day. It becomes an official national holiday in 1938, and after World War II and the Korean War, the name of Armistice Day is changed in 1954. It's been known as Veterans Day ever since then. It's an event that honors everyone who's served in the U.S. Armed Forces, as Americans pause to thank them, salute them, remember and respect their service and sacrifices. MVP is the name of one of many programs dedicated to helping former U.S. servicemen and women.
MVP is about putting teams together, and when you retire, it's a weird feeling.
Emerging Vets and Players is an organization that brings together combat veterans and retired professional athletes.
It's about a team, it's about a unit.
As football players, they don't miss training camp, I promise you. All right? But they'd sure miss being part of a team and being next to your locker and talking to your guys about the things that are going on in your life.
We already know that the military has a high rate of suicide, and once people get out, that struggle doesn't end because they're trying to determine who they are and what their place is in the world.
To hear a soldier say, I'm not on any medication anymore. You know, this is my new therapy. Wow. And that's powerful. So those are the moments that you hear that makes you tear up to know that The little impact you can have and makes a difference.
How you doing, bro?
Got your back. Yeah, I already know. I got yours too.
When I left that, it was a shock because I no longer put on that uniform and I lost who I was, I felt like.
I was like begging, to take the misery away because I lost my tribe, I lost my team. And to lose that bond, it nearly broke me.
I'm not the only one going through this, and it gave me hope because there were times that I did feel hopeless, but it's brought me hope, man.
There's an opportunity to come together and be with people like yourself and share some of the stories and some of the things you've been through. Very powerful, and it's a healing thing that happens.
You don't have to struggle by yourself. We're willing to reach down and pick each other up because I know deep down, tomorrow I might be the one reaching out my hand and needing someone to lift me up.
I got your back! Who's got my back? I got your back!
1, 2, 3,
MVP!
Stella the talking dog gets 10 out of 10. Well, at least she's communicating. Her master is a speech pathologist who says the same methods she uses to teach children to communicate can be used to help dogs do the same thing. And while come outside may seem kind of basic, one time when a button wasn't working, Stella went over to the help button and pressed that. She's doing a pretty stellar job, if you know what I'm saying. And some dogs could hound you to death with that, making you terrier your hair out and hit the Malamute button. But it could also be a Bassingenius invention, a Newfoundland way in the Corso Conveslation when your dog could Malteserly give you the skipper keys to what he wants, at least Mastiff the time. I'm Carl Zeus, and you knew this doggone show would come to an end schnauzer later.